Okay.
Pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, this meeting has been properly posted at all the normal posting places.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor, then say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. We are on to the minutes from the 28th.
I'll make a motion to approve minutes of Tuesday, May 28th at 7 p.m. closed session and Tuesday, May 28th, 6 p.m. Oh, sorry, 7 p.m. was open session, 6 p.m. is closed session.
I'll second.
Okay, motion is made and seconded. Are there any additions, corrections? And all in favor, then say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, we've got the financial report and bill listing. Kris isn't here to do his normal thing. Somebody else want to do it?
Not very low. Okay. All right, I'll make a motion to approve voucher listing, check number 553738 through 553738 for $27.60. Check number 553739 for $55.41. Direct deposit number 900049384 through 900049486 for $143,594.72. Direct deposit 90009 900049487 900499597 for $144,779.06. Wire transfer number 2018-00310 through 2018-00334 for $325,876.62 for a total payroll of $614,333.51. Accounts payable check number 53658 through 53710 for $222,270.89. AP wire transfer 201800323 through 201800327 for $10,461.06. Credit card transactions 52019 for $32,940.23. ACH direct deposit number 181900163 through 181900174 for $1,174.94 for a total accounts payable of $266,847.12, accounting for total disbursements of $881,180.63.
I'll second.
Okay, are there any questions, concerns? Then all in favor say aye of approving the financial report and bill listing.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Delegations to be heard? I don't think so. Here we are on to acceptance of donations.
We've got three of them. Yep. So we'd like actually two, and then another advertising agreement to go with a very generous donation that has been continuing. So the donations this month, we have Kohl's Cares, once again, is donating $1,000 for the 1920 third grade Discovery World field trip. They've been a proud sponsor of that trip for the last several years. Also, we were approached by Droz Countryside Insurance, and Paul Droz, who's right down the road here, and one of our local businesses, was in our gym and said, I want one of those banners. So, very kind, so he would like to donate $2,000 to the school district in return for an advertising agreement on a banner that we've done prior to working with PTO and things like that too. So, so again, you can see the attached advertising agreement, which is the same advertising agreement that we have with all the other businesses who were willing to donate and have been generous enough to move forward with that. The third piece too is and we've done this before with some PTO sponsors, some very strong supporters who continue to support throughout the years for PTO events and to raise money. Town Bank continues to support our PTO in very generous ways and many different offerings and different activities. So the PTO is requesting, and we are recommending that we do put a banner in our primary school gym to thank Town Bank, and in return, basically, there is an advertising agreement that is signed by them, but you'll find that advertising agreement is for $0. Again, very similar to Sussex Bowl, to say thank you, and again, just that kind of continued financial support moving forward. So just looking for a motion to approve the donations and the advertising agreements as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the donations and the advertising agreements as presented. I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, then say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Personnel actions.
Sure, we have 2 new teacher contracts which we would like to bring forward to the board. One is to Lisa Damask, who is coming to us from the Elmbrook School District, who has taught 5K the past 9 years in the Elmbrook School District and has 12 years total years of experience. That is a new section based on enrollment moving forward. So again, we're growing in that 5K area, which is great. Again, we had a team come together, had 70 plus applicants, a lot of people applied, and our team has selected and recommending Lisa Damask join our team. The other individual is to replace Vicki Moore as our speech pathologist. We are recommending Claire Skates, who is coming to us from the New Berlin School District. Again, once again, living out this way. And our team has come together and is recommending to the board that we approve Claire Skates as our new speech and language pathologist. So you do have their teachers' contracts that are individual teacher contracts in front of you, but the administration is recommending the board make a motion to approve the individual teaching contracts for Claire Skates and Lisa Damask.
I'll make a motion to approve the individual teaching contracts for Claire Skaggs and Lisa Damask.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, then say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. We're on to information. Nothing?
Nothing.
Committee reports. The Finance Committee got together.
Yep, the Finance Committee got together on Monday, June 10th to discuss how we would like to move forward in possibly pursuing solar energy. So ultimately, we knew through some other closed session work with the board is that we are going to be recommending moving forward with Sunvest at a total of right around $553,000. And when we take a look at the total cost of the project, it's right around there with some legal, right around $560 when we take a look at all the legal aspects that would need to be worked through it as we take a look at possibly financing this project. It is the recommendation of the finance team to create a resolution authorizing the borrowing of $500,000 towards the solar project, and we would pay that off within 10 years. And the resolution actually just came through, and it's lower in the board document there that you have. But ultimately, when we take a look at the savings of the solar and the principal and the interest, it still is a very, very good deal for the school district. Again, very conservatively, at the end of 10 years after the savings between solar and what we pay for the principal and interest, we are still looking at approximately $20,000 to $25,000 out of pocket for the next 10 years when you take a look at savings versus total cost of interest and principal moving forward. The interest rate that we would be looking at is approximately 3.05%. Sherry did competitively bid that, and we had, how many people respond back to us, Sherry?
We had 3 people, and it had originally started at 4.25%. Some had been a little bit lower, but kept working down all the way to 3.05. So that's great that's out of that.
Yep, and that was Town Bank, so who came forward with that very, very competitive bid. So the team did take a look at, the pros and cons. You'd spend a little bit more now or not, but given the project, that is a return on investment. We are recommending that we borrow ahead with the $500,000 to pay for the project. The way we would borrow is obviously there would be very similar. There'd be draws that would continue to come out. We also discussed, though, that we did apply for a Focus on Energy RECIP grant for approximately $68,000. That check would be written to the Merton Community School District if we were awarded that grant. And we did discuss, and I do believe it would be the recommendation of the committee to put those dollars towards the principal and interest right away. So that would be additional dollars that would go into that, not offset, because obviously whenever we borrow like this, we need to pay that off, and those dollars will come from Fund 10. But I think, and again, Sherry's we've run some numbers, and you can see that in the document. We would pay our principal and interest payments year one, but any additional dollars would go on top of that, lowering that principal right off the bat too as well. So hopefully, if it's the will of the board, the entire board, later in the meeting, we will be authorizing a resolution to borrow those dollars.
Okay, we're on to new business. We've got the employee handbook, final reading.
Yep. So again, we're in June. July 1 kicks off our new, not only fiscal year, but our calendar year, basically, in the school world. And we are looking to just have some updates. Again, this is the second reading from the employee handbook. So I guess if there's no questions, we are just looking for a motion to approve the 2019-20 employee handbook as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2019-2020 employee handbook as presented.
I'll second.
With a motion and a second, is there any discussion?
When we update the handbook, do those changes get proactively sent to like the teachers, union heads, or the staff as a whole?
We send them to the entire staff. The last several years, what we will do is I'll basically take these pages right from this document, and I will send it to the staff and also attach the new 1920 employee handbook. But this document highlights all the changes that were made from prior years, so they can reference any changes very quickly, section numbers and stuff, but we will get this out to our staff very, very shortly.
But you do that after we
approve
the
it.
resolution?
Correct, yep. Or we did we share it with, did we share this? I don't think I shared, with Wendy, I don't think we've shared the major changes.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No. And then it is also updated on the Merton website, that employees can always reference any.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not underhanded, but
No,
it's better to be proactive and say, hey, this is what the changes are. I guess the reason I was asking was, is there any reason not to send the changes, at least to like whoever the union reps are or whatever, right? Before we vote on it, to see if they would have feedback of, just because, like, as an employer even, like, I don't necessarily know if any of this stuff is a big deal to people. And so it might be nice to get their feedback before we vote on it, otherwise it's always us, shoving this down their throat, so to speak, of this is what the policy is. And just even if they have feedback, we might not change our opinion, right, because there's lots of other stuff to consider, but at least then we have the option and know that, hey, this might be an issue for some people or whatever. So
I guess
obviously
it's
too late for this year,
well,
for next year. I guess technically not, because we haven't voted yet.
Yeah, but ultimately what we can do next May, we can send out to the entire staff to say, hey, this is what we're thinking of for making our changes, here's the idea. I know a year ago we did when we were talking about ID badges, but again, we didn't, that was the big thing that changed last year. But the little stuff, and again, whether it's little to some people, and that's kind of to your point,
well,
Phil.
it's just one of those things that, like, from an employee's perspective, that's just nice of your employer to do to, like, show they respect you that much or whatever, right? That they're, hey, this is what's coming. You have, let us know if you have any concerns, as opposed to just saying, this is what it is. Kind of that.
There isn't much more here than just changing dates, so is there?
And there almost never is.
Yeah.
Phil, what I'm going to do, Monday, May 18th next year, actually, when the board packet goes out, I am going to, my calendar right now, I'm going to write down, I understand what you're saying, though, I really do. Send handbook changes, proposed changes to staff. Okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We're on to the 2019-20 teacher contract. They're all listed here.
Yep. So Every year it's that time where basically per state statute, if you are a full-time teacher and you have not been non-renewed formally by the board, your contract does roll over, and this is a formality here. But from the attached list too, this does include all the full-time and part-time teacher contracts that we are recommending to fully staff our school outside of the new ones that you just approved in the previous part of the meeting. But ultimately, we are looking for the board to approve the 2019-20 teacher contracts as presented.
I make a recommendation to approve the 2019-2020 teacher contracts as presented.
I'll second.
A motion and a second, is there any discussion?
What happens if, like for example, how we've been looking at electives
Yep.
in 8 and 9, if some staff were listed either as half or 2/3, or would it opt in to teaching an elective? How does that change?
Their
Or-
FTE.
Or does it change anything if we vote now? Does that still give them the opportunity to do that if they want to?
Oh, it certainly does, because what we've done for, if you're a 7-8 teacher who wants to teach an elective, we know that. What we do is we give them basically, it's a supplemental pay letter. It's not part of their contract. It's
Okay.
above and beyond. So their contract would not reflect, these contracts do not reflect any electives that a 7th and 8th grade core teacher would be teaching. Because what we do is we have a separate agreement.
Or would that be any teacher?
Well, for any teacher, well, for instance, Leah Johnson, that's part of her contract. So that's approximately, one period equals approximately 12% of a teacher's contract for that. But for instance, if we had a part-time teacher, for instance, I'm just looking at Dawn Fernandez, who's listed at 0.54. If she was able to teach an elective at the 7th and 8th grade time, we would raise her contract up by 12%, basically reflecting the, I shouldn't say 12%, it could be 12% if she taught it every day, all year. But for part-time people, that FTE is already calculated in there from the part-time staff. If you're a 1.0 English teacher in 7th and 8th grade, we give you a
Then
supplemental
it's supplemental.
at $1,000 per course per quarter.
But if
If
you're,
that answers your
yeah,
question.
but if you're not 1.0, then it's not supplemental, it would reflect.
It would reflect correct, yet we do pay that out per FTE. Correct.
How does that correlate to the $1,000? Right, if it's 12%, it's an eighth of a teacher's salary. But it's not 12%, it's 12% if you did it all year.
If you did it all year, if you did it all year, correct.
Okay,
Yep, if you did it all year.
because really to be $1,000, you'd be a 40th of a teacher's time.
But that's for every other day for a quarter. So if you did it all year, it'd be $8,000. So 8,000. If you did it every day, all year, it'd be 2,000 per quarter.
Okay,
So for instance, if that's a lot of money if you're making $40,000. If you're
yeah,
making.
so like our highest paid teachers, that's a little less than 10%.
Correct. Which is
And so
close
for our
to.
lowest paid teachers, that's 20%.
Right. But
So
for a
that's-
regular teacher, it'd be
For the kind of middle
12%.
band, it's around 12. So it does correlate.
It does, correct. Yeah.
That's all I was thinking through. Okay.
It just is a set stipend, and obviously the lower or higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be close.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the 2019-2020 teacher contracts, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. We're on to the 6603 agreement for physical therapy.
Yep. So, again, sorry it's about a month late, but we just got it back from Heartland Lakeside. This is for our physical therapist, Mary Jo Levine, who is obviously part of our special education program. Again, we bill her hourly based on the needs of our students as we move forward with IEPs and things like that. The attached 6603 is together with Heartland Lakeside, Stone Bank, and Richmond, so we share that service together. And also as part of that 6603, you will reflect that the hourly wage is a 2.44%, basically CPI % increase as well. So Again, we are looking for a motion to approve the 6603 as presented for physical therapy services for the 2019-20 school year.
I'll make a motion to approve the 6603 as presented for physical therapy services for 2019-2020 school year.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, then say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. We're on to the resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of $500,000 general obligation promissory note for the solar energy project.
Okay, so again, Sherry's been working with Quarles and Brady to put this all together. A big thank you to Stephanie, who has fulfilled all of our legal requirements for a proper posting of the meeting. Again, it got really, really formal, which we will be reporting out to Quarles and Brady as the process and the procedures were in place moving forward prior to this evening. So you can see that there's approximately a 16-page resolution that we are asking for the board for approval this evening. As part of that, basically, there's a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo, but ultimately at the end of it, you will see basically the debt payoff schedule, which is super important too. So basically, that is what the district would be committing itself to over the next 10 years, and those dollars, again, we would be planning on coming from Fund 10, but ultimately helping to offset that cost would be the energy savings that would come back from the solar energy that would be produced and or sold back to We Energies as well. So I also attached the cover letter, kind of outlining the general process and some of the things. The lawyers did get back to us, and they had about 6 or 7 different attachments. But the one big one, the proposed resolution, was basically a lot of them put together outside of some other things we need to authorize. Like it was properly posted here, it was noted here, here, and here. So, so ultimately, the lawyers are saying that the motion just would read, the board would make a motion to approve the resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of a $500,000 general obligation promissory note as presented.
So you need a motion?
It need a motion if that's the will of the group.
I will make a motion to approve what's the exact?
Resolution authorizing the issuance.
Right, resolution authorizing the issuance of and sale of $500,000 general obligation promissory note as presented.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
On the payment schedule, what was the reasoning behind, there's effectively two payments a year. One is interest only in January, and then I guess at the end of our fiscal school year, is that what it is? There's a
No, it's the July 31st is the date that we're taking out the loan. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
2 payments every year.
There's two,
One
but we only pay
interest.
principal on one of each.
Yep, principal is on July 31st every year.
Is that normal?
It is. And
Presumably it is, but-
we're doing what generally is done by all the other districts. So I said
Okay.
just do what is the normal, the best. I mean, they've seen it, just 1 payment a year, but I was trying with 2 payments, just paying a little bit more throughout the year to have less of interest costs at the end. Because we certainly are able to afford something with that type of a schedule with such minimal interest costs each time.
Yeah, okay.
But then wouldn't it make more sense to pay principal at the beginning instead of interest? Because doesn't the interest accrue on the principal as the balance?
They give you the first year to start, and then every year after that. That's how the normal process is working.
Yeah,
They
if
normally
you
don't
paid
have you-
principal right when you took out the loan, then you may as well just take a loan from us.
Right, that first year.
Yeah, good point, good point.
That's the second year though, that's not how that works.
Touche.
You're behind.
All right, anyway.
Any other discussion? All in favor, then say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Okay, we're on to facility projects.
Yep. So we have 3 facility projects that we would like to move in front of the board this evening. All 3 of these are part of our budget plan. As part of our facility improvements for this upcoming year. The first one being to finish the interior door knobs and locks that are in the primary school. I think back in February, you guys authorized a set amount of about $10,000 to finish the entire building, so everything is universal and we're all set to go this fall. The first quote, again, we will continue to see quotes, was about $8,800 to replacing the rest of the primary school. The next project that we're looking for is basically replacing door number 5 in the intermediate school, which is probably the most used door out of any door in the district. It's our main door going in and out of recess and things like that. You will notice that our first quote is a little bit higher than most doors. In the past, we've always been able to salvage our internal components with the push bars and stuff like that. We have done what we can for the last several years to try to salvage them. It is time to just hit a reset button and get all new equipment into there. So that's the reason why it's a little bit higher than what we're used to seeing from that standpoint. Tomorrow, and again, that was the first bid. Tomorrow, actually, we have a walkthrough with 2 more door vendors as well. So again, we will be collecting bids on all of these to making sure that we are up to date with our financial policies. The third is we are looking at kind of some safety concern in our high traffic coming in and out of our recess areas. So ultimately taking a look at the 6th grade and the 7th and 8th grade bathroom areas, and instead of that VCT tile, putting down what's called kinetics. It's basically a very wear resistant carpet. It is the same stuff, if you know the primary school cafeteria, you know how we put some carpet there, that is kinetic. So we are looking to do the same type of floor treatment in front of both the 7th grade, 8th grade, and 6th grade bathrooms, as well as coming down the ramp for the, right here down by the 6th grade as well. We also, it is being recommended that we, at the upstairs, is to take that not only in front of the bathrooms, but by the band room. So when they come up the stairs, they've got that carpet to be able to wear off that water as well too. So we're very excited about the product. The product has been tested and true, in a lot of different schools. We really like what it's doing over at the cafeteria, or at the bathroom area over at the primary school cafeteria. But it's just trying to keep up with some floor treatments and then hopefully trying to stop some slips and falls as well. Again, the first bid is there and it's approximately $13,600. But I know we've got 2 other floor vendors that are coming through. It's only about a day of work to be able to put it down because it's all flat. There's no removals and things like that.
Are we covering asbestos?
No, we're just going right over the tile.
Are we covering though?
Is that tile asbestos?
Is that tile hot? That I do not know.
When was that built?
Is that 92? Or earlier?
It shouldn't be. I'm just wondering if
72 maybe. But
Well, no, we did have hot tile in the stairway that one year.
Yeah,
A few years ago.
yeah.
We did. So, Dean, to
Do
answer
you
your
want to
question.
run that by John?
Okay.
Because the only thing I'm thinking of is when we have to remove this surface somewhere down the road, sometimes what's underneath comes up with, and then all of a sudden we're in it's better to know now before we go down.
Mhm. That's a good call. I can't answer that question. But obviously that changes the entire scope of the project. If we've got to remove it, if we've got to pop all that, yeah.
Yeah, but it's for the future board, it's way down the road. Something comes along.
Right, because again, in my very limited experience with asbestos, if we would only remove the stuff that was hot, for instance, if we wanted to replace the VCT tile going down towards the classrooms, I'm assuming it'd be okay for that stuff to stay, but ultimately, if you're going to have money paid.
Covering isn't a problem, I don't
No, it's
think.
when they go to
It's
the
a-
used stuff, when they go to take that off and replace that in the future, it might be an issue pulling that up.
Pulling that
goes
other
up with
tile.
it, and knowing that now as opposed to not knowing and not somebody bringing it up in 20 years is a good idea.
20 years, okay.
Let's check with John.
But I'll check with John, that's a good call. Yeah, good call.
Okay, you're looking for,
Yep, a motion to approve the following facility projects with not to exceeds.
Oh, does that check with John affect?
It will, because if we have to remove any of spent, we'll come back. Obviously, there was enough
Well,
concern.
Yeah, but I mean, this is still a valid motion.
Right, because if we're gonna remove it, it'll cost more.
Yeah, and so therefore, it'll be,
Right.
it'll be a moot point.
It'll be a moot point, yeah, because we
Okay,
can't.
fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yep, completely. But it'll pause the project for a good year, for sure.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the following facility projects not to exceed $8,805 to replace the primary school interior door locks and handles, not to exceed $10,343 to replace the intermediate school door number 5, and not to exceed $13,604 to install intermediate school flooring.
I'll second.
okay, we have a motion second, is there any discussion? All in favor, then say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion's carried. Okay, we are on to the health insurance first.
Yep, so each year, as part of being in the Waukesha County Area Schools Health Insurance Purchasing Co-op, they asked that each school board make sure they're aware of the bylaws and moving forward and ask for an approval of from each board. This year, basically, the only thing that changes is some names on who is in officer status. And we're actually talking about removing that for next year because it's really a moot point, part of the bylaws, because tomorrow somebody may resign and we get a new person next day and way it goes. So, but ultimately, everything has been the same for the past several years with that basically the change. So just looking for a motion to approve the Waukesha County Area School Health Insurance Purchasing Co-op bylaws as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the Waukesha County Area Schools Health Insurance Purchasing Co-op bylaws.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, are there any discussions? All in favor, then say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion's carried. Future meetings, July 22nd.
6 o'clock work for everybody? Okay. August 26th.
I can't be here at 6. I start school that
Yep.
day.
Would we like to go back to 7?
Yeah.
7? So Jennifer can be here, or do we give it again? August 28th is the district open house, so we just need to stay away from that date, that week. How is that date for everybody?
The 26th is fine for me.
26th is a Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, I'll be heading west at the end of that week, but as long as it's in the front
In
end.
the front end. Katie, you good with that Monday?
Yes.
As of right now?
As of right.
As of right now? Okay. All right, and we're gonna go for 7 o'clock on that August
7
date.
o'clock.
If something changes with somebody, just let me know, and then we can see what that Tuesday would bring, if that's a better day for folks or whatever. And then I'll reach out to Kris too, to confirm that that day works for you too. Okay. And then obviously we've got the budget hearing, and that was set at the annual meeting a year ago, so.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion been made, second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, meeting is adjourned.
Perfect. Okay, so we have some signatures, a lot of them. Stephanie, I think it's got magic pens.
I do.
I think Kris is